Good day, everybody. Tracy Brown, your somatic dietitian and attuned eating specialist, and we are going to talk today about, I guess it's part 2 of our series around hunger. And so Monday, if you joined in live, if you did, thank you so much, and recognize that on Monday what we talked about was actual physical, biological hunger. Why sometimes we're hungrier than at other times, how that's really, really normal, natural, how it can take a good year for our bodies to get some good solid renourishment back going. So you might be hungrier in fits and spurts a lot. And you might have times where you feel like you're hungry all the time, and then sometimes it kind of dissipates and you wonder where it went, but you just got to keep on going. That includes everybody of every size. So not just talking for 2 people who feel like their weight is lower than it ought to be. So today we're going to talk about something I love talking about, and I'm going to try to make it a short video, only because if I get talking longer than a few minutes, I'll probably not stop for a while. So anyway, and you probably all don't have time for that. If you're wanting expanded videos about this topic, that is going to be in the Peaceful Eating community coming up really soon. I think we're going to be done with a lot of the movement of materials and videos and stuff. I think it's going to be done Friday. I'm hoping. And so I'm just real excited. It's going to be Peaceful Eating community, and in that there's going to be a whole kind of like ongoing monthly new material academy. So if you're already in it, and you've been in it for a little bit, that's awesome. You're going to be getting new stuff too, plus access to all the old stuff, so don't worry. All right, let's jump in. So what are we hungering for? This happens when, so let's say that you're eating, and you're at this place where it's like, I'm eating, but I'm not sure why I'm eating this, or like even how full I am, or but I just find myself wanting to, maybe other things feel heightened as well, emotionally. And the thing is that when we are hungering, we just want to get really curious, because it's like, I'm not hungry, or I'm very sure that I'm full, but I don't want to stop. Really important to recognize that if we don't other that, if we don't push it away, if we don't abandon it with a bunch of logic, or I should know better already because I've been in this process 18 months or whatever, how long you've been doing it. It's that I should know betters is a total like moment of vulnerability, and it's not your fault. We've learned how to like, oh, well, I'm feeling vulnerable, so I need to get out of here, essentially. And then we eat because the reach what we need is not accessible, or there's a barrier there for some reason. And the hunger for being seen, being heard, peace, joy, relief, a break, not just of being heard by others, but even of yourself, of like, I'm angry and I feel like that I can't be this way, so, or this way is wrong, and so we might choose to do something with it. And this is not revolutionary stuff probably you're hearing, but just a re-recognition of sometimes when we're hungry and we don't know what we want, it's important that we have to create that pause, because it could be you're legitimately hungry, but the noise and the emotion is feeling so big that like we can't quite locate yet what food might work. Or maybe food, you're feeling like in a pretty food neutral moment, doesn't matter, so you could just make a nutrition choice, whatever, but we can't quite access some of those things if we're feeling like our other hungers in our life aren't allowed. We're not allowed to have them. We might not feel like we're allowed to have them because of the time. It can be all kinds of structures or beliefs we put in place as an adaptive strategy to feel more safe. So it could be the size of our bodies, our health status, how much we moved, how much we didn't move, what time of day it is. I mean, there can be all kinds of layers and levels. And so it's really important to get more clarity about, like, I'm hungry for something. I don't know that I'm hungry or not. But again, we talked about Monday. Well, sometimes we need to eat something anyway, just to stop that habitual, oh, I'm scared they're going to overeat. So sometimes we just need to stop it by having a bite and breaking that. Okay, I'm going to jump in with a question here because I have it. So it feels like I can't stop no matter how much I try to legalize food. Okay. I'm just going to jump in here if you don't mind. And I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to check in with what that feels like in your system. What would happen if you stopped? If you're reaching and you're noticing this and you're not sure, what would happen if in the reach you're like, oh, what am I reaching for? Or what am I reaching for? And it's like, is the reach feeling so far that the only thing I can reach for is food? Or is it that when I go to reach for something I want, I feel like I can't have? That's not really okay to have, so I better get it while I can. These are some questions I want you to ask yourself. You don't have to do it now. Maybe go back and watch this again and take some time to maybe answer those questions for yourself. And it's not just a mental, you might not get a mental like, oh, I know what that means for me. Maybe your body is saying, maybe you're tightened up in your chest, or maybe you feel a softening of your belly, or maybe in your whole being. I'm not sure what's going to happen for you, but be curious about that, because this is the issue, is that when we're struggling with, like, I've read all the books, I listened to all the things, and we don't know, then this is a somatic thing that needs more attention, more unpacking. And I really highly encourage people to not continue to try to beat yourself over the head with, like, the mental stuff of why don't I understand why I can't stop, or why I can't let myself reach and take in when I am hungry. Because it could be the opposite. You could be, I know that I'm hungry for more food, and that I'm hungry for more care, or more joy, or to slow down, and I won't even let myself. Either I acknowledge the hunger, but I won't let it happen, and I'm prohibiting it, or I know I need something, and I'm running around, trying to meet it through other things. Or I'm not really hungry for those things, but I keep taking in things that I don't like, that aren't good for me, and they make me feel bad, and I keep doing it anyway. So I'm hungry for something, and I keep filling it with the wrong things, and no wonder I feel bad, and I feel frustrated. So for you, it's like, okay, can we slow down and get honest about what you really want and need, and what's the barrier to having that? If we're struggling with, I am hungry, and I ate some food, and I feel like I've stopped, and I ate something I thought that it was, I want to make peace with, and I want it to be okay, but I'm struggling to have it stop. The question is, okay, are you hungry for this? Are you afraid that this won't stick around? So it's driving that hunger because of fear deprivation. Is that of like, oh, I shouldn't be eating this food because of a health thing. And that's scaring a part of us so much that we're scared to be deprived again. And there's that drive, that hunger. It's a different kind of hunger. It's a hunger for peace. It's a hunger for, like, I know what I'm doing. It's a hunger for, am I going to be okay? That's what we want to get clear about. And that might be some of the clues that you need to start looking at, well, what's working and what's not in my relationship with food. So this was the metaphor day, and I told you this is what is gonna be like. So I hope you all go back and watch this again, because I think it's worth another look through. And creating this, however many minutes I've been talking here, between 5 and 10, give that to yourself again today. Give that to yourself, maybe watch this video again 3 more times before you're like, make any action, or create like an awareness assignment for yourself around, like, okay, I'm gonna, every time I think of food, I'm going to get clear about hungers. In this very moment, what might else I be hungry for in my life? Just be big and broad and hypothetical if you're not sure what the details are. All right, thank you all so much for watching. Please pass this along to anybody you think is struggling with hunger, because oftentimes we have a hard time stopping when we're hungry for something else, and the food is the stand-in. And once we start to learn the language of what's happening in our food choices, our food reaching, like at the store, at cooking, at grabbing, at taking in, ingesting. And also notice that if you're eating something, this is the last little bit here, and I was going to talk about this Friday, but I'll do a little bit now, is that if you're noticing you're reaching and taking in, and you're hungry, and you take it in, and you're recognizing, I don't feel like that hunger's satisfied, we knew we reached for the wrong thing. And that's okay. We're still learning. It's just, what was I really hungering for with that? Where was that last edge where it's like that food stopped working and something else was happening that the food couldn't even cover up anymore? All right, well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video was of service to you, and if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care, and bye for now.